Good afternoon, T-Wolves! Mr. Quentin here, wishing you a very happy Monday. So, here's what we talked about today. First, I want to let you know that we did go over we did at least discuss the project grade. Grades for projects were put in last night. So, if you want to go check Skyward, you can see your grade. If your grade is a 0, that means I did not get anything from you. And folks, there are basically 4 days left to get your work into me. All missing work must be into me by Thursday night. So please, 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 I implore you, nay, I beg you, get your work in so I can give you some points. So, we did have an opportunity to discuss project grades. If you had a question about your grade, we could definitely talk about that in class today. So there was that. So please be sure to check Skyward, take a look at that. And again, if you have not turned in your project, please get your project in. Now, what we actually went over in class as far as what we were learning and getting ready for the test is transportation I can talk truly. Transportation systems, better known as infrastructure. All right. So when you think about transportation systems, you're simply thinking about the way we convey ourselves, all of our conveyances, the systems we use to make those happen. So conveyances, Mr. Quentin, that's a big word. Think about it this way. How do you get from point A to point B? Generally, you use a car. And while a car is a great modification in terms of a big part of our transportation system, what do we drive those cars on? We drive them on roads. Think about trains or subways or light rail. We use train tracks to get those on. Think about an airplane flying in the sky, but where do they land? Where are they stored? On the land at airports. What about boats? Where do you park a boat? At a dock. Generally, docks are located in ports. And so these kinds of things create the infrastructure we use to have our transportation systems. It literally creates the M in Mr. Help, our 5 themes of geography, which would be movement. So that is the very heart of transportation systems. If you think about that, which one is transportation system / infrastructure? Is it adaptation or modification? If you said modification, then you are correct. We are changing our environment to suit our needs. It creates an impact, and an obvious one at that, on our environment. That is absolutely a modification. And since it's modification, is it physical or human geography? If you said human geography, you are correct. That's right, folks. Modification automatically means human geography. So, with that, let's turn to what we're doing today. If we were playing around and pretending that we're in first period, we're going to come down here to quarter 1. You, of course, are going to go to your particular period. And then we jump all the way down here to week of October 26th through 30th, and then take a look here in Monday, where you will see our assignment. Yes, folks, it's a simple assignment, and all you have to do is follow the directions in the slides. You'll find some selected links to find out what you're going to read about and answer questions on. Here's our slide deck, and again, transportation infrastructure and modifying the environment. You are simply going to click on one of these links to look at an article that discusses some of the most dangerous roads, and then figure out which one is best for you. Again, you don't have to read all 4. If you look at one and it's not very interesting to you after all, and you'd like to do another, you can, but you're just really focusing on one article. So if we come here, I looked at this North Yungas Road, or El Camino de Muerta, in Bolivia. So we're looking here at our Death Road. And look, you can see this is a very, very lengthy article, very meaty. No, folks, I'm not asking you to read this entire article. Absolutely not. But I'd like you to try and break it down into chunks. Look at a small section. So, for example, let's see if we can break this one up here a little, this big old paragraph. So we come down to about halfway through our paragraph, and we read just that. And after reading just this one section, does it sound interesting? Are we getting information that we might think is useful to us to help us understand our transportation system or the infrastructure and how it was built and maintained? Great. Now we go ahead and read the other half of this particular paragraph. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we put it into little chunks that make it easier to read. If you are someone who needs to do this, don't forget about Snap and Read. That will be able to help highlight things for you and read it back to you. If you need it in Espanol, it will also translate for you. So it's a great tool there. You can then move on and take out just little sections or chunks that you want to read. Perhaps maybe you'll see if it has a video that you can watch instead, and you can focus on the video if that makes it easier for you. Once you have read your article or taken a look at the article, you can then jump right into the last slide where you'll put in the name of the name of the road that you chose, and then simply using complete and complex sentences answer these questions here. So where you can describe how the builders modified the environment. What are the benefits of the road? Why would they have such a dangerous road? It's got to have a reason. There must be a benefit. What about the road is interesting? Can you describe the road for me? Why did the builders build it? Why was it necessary? And finally, would you travel on this road? Why or why not? And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. You'll just be able to go right back into your assignment and submit it, okay? And that is the bulk of what we did today. You'll notice also, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a study guide already up for the test on Wednesday. This was loaded during Wolf Den. I did make sure that all my classes were told it was coming today. Around fifth period or so, and here we are, well, technically in sixth period, but that's around fifth period. So hopefully you're going back to take a look at this. So here are some things that I want you to look over. You can look over the previous study guide. That's going to be back on Thursday the 8th in our week of October 5th through 8th. I'd like you to look over adaptation as well. So those two assignments there that we did back on Thursday and Friday, the 15th and the 16th. You'll also see that those are from week of October 13th through 16. And then the things that we covered last week about modification. So, and basically all of our assignments from last week. Folks, I really do hope that you are taking these assignments seriously, because these create your notes that you use to study for the tests. These are what help create hard copies of notes that you can then study from. So, again, you have the study guides here. And then, of course, if you want, you can always review these explanation of work videos. Folks, this is me telling you what we're learning, telling you our terms, telling you what's going to be on the test, explaining how to do assignments. So these are all here for you. So I do hope that you use them. So that is what we did today. Now you have a leg up on what we're even doing tomorrow, since we're going to be reviewing for the test on Wednesday. And if you have any questions, as always, send me a note in Schoology, send me an email, and I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And remember, Mr. Quinton, out.